Welcome to Synagogues of England, Part 4. We start out in the town of Darlington, which is in the northeastern section of the country and has about 92,000 residents. It's home to the Darlington Hebrew congregation, which is of the Reformed persuasion. It has a Saturday morning Shabbat service, and its spiritual leader is Rabbi Barbara Bortz. Here's a bit of trivia. Darlington is the birthplace of Minnie Chaplin, Charlie Chaplin's mother. She was of Jewish origin. The following are several looks at the sanctuary interior from different vantage points. The camera has shifted over to Eastbourne, which is on the southeast coast. It has a population of about 100,000 residents. We're looking at the Eastbourne Hebrew congregation. It is primarily an Orthodox congregation. However, even though the majority of the seating is separate for men and women within the sanctuary, the back 3 rows are reserved for those who wish to sit in family style. There is no official rabbi attached to this congregation, but recently agreed to utilize a rabbi for special occasions due to a directive by the chief rabbi of England. The building shown here is over 100 years old, but was not officially acquired for synagogue services until 1922. The congregation has never had more than about 50 member families, besides the occasionals who would come just for the high holidays. There is another congregation in Eastbourne called the Eastbourne Progressive Jewish Congregation, but it does not have its own building. It meets about half a dozen times a year. That's every other month for Friday night and Saturday morning Shabbat services, as well as for the major holidays. Rabbi Roberta Harris. Our next stop takes us to the southwest section of England, to a city called Exeter. It has a population of about 125,000. The Exeter Synagogue is located in this narrow alleyway, that's that white building in the back, and the road is called Synagogue Place. It is an unaffiliated congregation which does not hold service every week, but for the majority of weeks in the year. Services for Shabbat are Friday evenings and Saturday mornings. This synagogue facility was originally constructed in 1763 and over the years has been renovated by different generations. Its most recent renovation was in 2013. The person who was in charge of the synagogue for several years had something of a chip on his shoulder while providing a written explanation as to why the congregation is devoid of an ideology. The camera is now strolling through the area of Gateshead, England, which is home to several thousand ultra-Orthodox Jews. We're looking at the Gateshead Hebrew congregation. The congregation was formed in 1904. We're not sure if this building is of recent vintage or if the original one built in 1930. For the past 10 years, the congregation had been in and out of court trying to get permission to build a new structure. Our guess is that this is still the earlier building. The new facility was supposed to be able to seat 400 in the sanctuary and would have a glazed atrium for open air space. We believe that across the street is a multi-residential property that houses ultra-Orthodox families exclusively. Neighbors tried to reject the building of the new facility because of inadequate parking and overdevelopment of the area. And here is the home of the nearby famous Gateshead Yeshiva. The yeshiva itself was founded in 1929, although this building obviously came later. We've now shifted over to Grimsby, which is in the northeast of England along the North Sea coast. The building does not look like a synagogue until we do a close-up look and see the 2 stained glass windows. The structure is called the Grimsby Hebrew Congregation, also known as Sir Moses Montefiore Memorial Synagogue. The congregation was founded in 1865 and is of the Orthodox persuasion. There appears to be a for sale sign in front of the property, and we're not sure how much of a congregation still attends services here. We move on to Guildford, which is in southern England and has about 78,000 residents. There has been a synagogue presence in Guildford since 1180. The current synagogue building shown here was erected in 1979. Services are held here once a month on the last Saturday of the month, besides the major holidays. There are also services held at the nearby University of Surrey. Hale Barns is a rich neighborhood in the Greater Manchester area and is home to the Hale and District Hebrew congregation. It was founded in 1977 and has more than 800 members. The congregation adheres to the Orthodox tradition. Here's a look at the sanctuary area. Our last stop on this tour takes us to Harlow, which is in the East of England area in the county of Essex. And this is the Harlow Jewish Community Center. Its rabbi is Elite Shilor. This congregation is an adherent of the Reform practice. The congregation was started in the early 1950s. The building shown here was completed in 1977. Shabbat services can be held either on a Friday evening or a Saturday morning, some weeks both. Some weeks, none. One should check the synagogue calendar. We conclude this tour reminding everyone that there are still many more synagogues to check out. See you soon.